Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a sci-fi drama film called I.O. from 2019. Enjoy your viewing. The movie is set after the end of the world, when the Earth's atmosphere has become extremely toxic. Some scientists foresaw this in advance and created a power plant that was sent into space to extract geothermal energy from other planets. Soon people began to die in their sleep and suffocate in the streets. The blood in their veins began to turn black due to unexpected changes in the composition of the Earth's atmosphere. Many believed that this was the Earth's last attempt to survive by expelling people from the planet. The remnants of humanity fled the planet in hundreds of ships. Soon they arrived at the space station as part of the Exodus mission. The station is a lifeboat above Jupiter's volcanic moon Io. However, not everyone was ready to give up on Earth, and Sam Walden is one of the few people who stayed there. She lives alone at a high altitude where the air is still breathable, at least for now. Sam is trying to raise bees that can survive in such an atmosphere. She is also continuing the research of her father, Dr. Harry Walden. He taught Sam that the fundamental principle of nature is survival. Plants have evolved rapidly to withstand ammonia toxicity, so Sam hopes to help bees and others adapt. This could eventually clean the air by pollinating oxygen-producing plants. Sam and Dr. Walden believe that humans are heading to the stars in search of salvation, not realizing that they are already on the best spaceship for life, Earth. They are confident that humanity will be able to adapt and thrive on Earth again. Meanwhile, Sam has a boyfriend named Elon who lives on the Io station. They often send each other emails as a means of communication. Elon wants Sam to join him on the station, but she is convinced that the Earth is not dying, but simply being reborn. One day, Sam receives a letter from Elon informing her that the Space Council has officially announced the first expedition to the New World, which aims to find a new home for humanity. They have chosen an exoplanet that is identical to Earth and is 10 years away from humans. All of Elon's friends have applied to join the expedition. He also reports that the announcement of the expedition to the New World has serious consequences for the Exodus program. Before she can finish reading the letter, Sam's computer crashes, and she takes her all-terrain vehicle to an old abandoned library. There, she looks through a book on mythology, but a huge storm suddenly approaches, forcing her to quickly return to her shelter. Sam repairs the computer and continues to read the letter from Elon. She learns that the Council's decision to announce an expedition to the New World changes everything. From that moment on, all space resources, energy, and other important supplies are redirected to the expedition. Elon urges Sam to leave Earth with her father, as this is her last chance to get out of there. The next day, Sam checks on her bees and finds out that they have all died due to the toxic storm. The storm also caused serious damage to her greenhouse. Dejected, she goes back to her bed and writes a letter to Elon, telling him about the storm and the death of the bees. She admits that she has lost all the genetic progress she had made. Sam also admits that she is now on the verge of a breakdown. She adds that even if she wants to leave Earth, she won't be able to get to the launch site in time because of the limited amount of oxygen she can take in the rover. Soon, an unknown man named Mika lands near the base in a helium balloon. He meets Sam and says that he intends to get to the launch site and leave Earth. But first he wants to talk to Dr. Harry Walden. Sam offers him water, which she filters with sand and charcoal. At first, Mika is hesitant to drink the muddy water, but Sam assures him that it is safe. She introduces herself as Dr. Walden's assistant, hiding the fact that she is actually his daughter. When Mika asks to see him, Sam says that Dr. Walden is out in the field doing research. Mika asks to be taken there, but Sam replies that he does not know his exact location. As a result, Mika decides to wait for the scientist, and Sam prepares a meal for him. She treats him to fresh vegetables from her greenhouse. At lunch, Sam asks if there are any animals left in the big sea. One of her dreams is to see the cold wind from the sea, but Mika answers that there is nothing left on Earth. All animals are extinct, and even microorganisms are dying out. Later, Sam shows him her laboratory where she conducts research and tells him about her friend Elon, who is currently working on a solar mission to the New World. She then plays a pre-recorded audio of Dr. Walden on the radio for the people left on Earth. This surprises Mika, as he thought he was listening to Dr. Walden live. Sam explains that this is standard protocol during Walden's absence, and he will probably return tomorrow. The next day, during the conversation, Sam suddenly admits that Elon is not her friend, but her boyfriend. She asks Mika if he thinks that's weird, but he replies that there's nothing wrong with loving someone who lives millions of miles away. Then he tells her about himself, admitting that he once wanted to become a teacher, but things didn't go as planned. Sam is impressed by Mick's honesty, and finally admits that she is Harry Walden's daughter. She then takes him to the greenhouse and shows him how she hand-pollinates her plants now that all her bees are dead. Sam has 3 plants: corn, pumpkin, and beans. The corn provides structure for the beans to grow, and the pumpkin covers the soil. The beans, in turn, provide nitrogen. Mika seems bored with this conversation, so he changes the subject and asks about her tattoo. Sam explains that it is Euler's equation and Novak's evolutionary capacity equation. She explains the latter equation and tells him that the symbols on the left represent all possible chains of molecules, and the symbols on the right represent selection pressure and fitness. In short, life requires molecules that are affected by selection and mutation forces. If these conditions are met, self-replication occurs. When Mika asks about the markings on her ribs, Sam explains that she got them to improve her immunity. She also shows him a video clip of a pig that Dr. Walden raised in his lab. Although the pig died after being exposed to toxic air, it was still a significant achievement. The next day, Mika finds Dr. Walden and his wife June's old bedroom. He asks Sam about her mother, and she confesses that June became ill and died. Hearing this, Mika accuses Dr. Walden of keeping them on this toxic land, which led to June's death. He suddenly runs to her lab and breaks down the door to Dr. Walden's office. It turns out that the room is in bad shape, and it looks like no one has been there for a very long time. It is at this point that we learn that Dr. Walden is actually dead. The movie goes back in time. After many years of living on a destroyed planet, conducting experiments and losing his wife, Dr. Walden has come to the conclusion that the planet is no longer salvageable. He asks Sam to leave Earth and fly to Io, but she refuses to leave her father. Dr. Walden explains that sooner or later she will have to leave because she will be alone after he dies due to health problems. Back in the present, Sam takes Mick to the place where her parents are buried. After paying tribute to the dead, Mika declares that he is going to take Sam to the spaceship with him. He also makes it clear that he will not take no for an answer, so she reluctantly agrees. Later, Sam writes to her boyfriend that she has decided to leave Earth forever, and that they will be reunited soon. When she is packing her things, she notices that a queen bee has been born in her hive, and this bee turns out to be resistant to the toxic air. This makes Sam very happy, but it doesn't change anything because she still plans to leave Earth forever. The only problem is that they can't leave the planet right away. They need to wait for favorable winds so that their balloon can set sail for their destination. Soon after, Sam receives a reply from her boyfriend, who is happy that she is finally leaving Earth. However, he also informs her that he has signed up for a 10-year mission to the New World. This means that they will be separated for a very long time. This news depresses Sam, and she starts to cry. Seeing her broken heart, Mika prepares a meal for her and tells her about his time on Earth before the apocalypse. He fondly recalls living in the suburbs and his trips to the city with his friends. As time goes on, Mika becomes increasingly restless, waiting for favorable winds to set sail for the New World. Meanwhile, Sam begins to feel lonely as her boyfriend has become distant to her. She begins to grow closer to Mika, and they eventually make love. The next day, he wakes up to find out that the launch to the spaceship has been moved to a different location, which is far away from the previous one. Mika checks his helium supply and finds out that he doesn't have enough fuel for the expedition. He becomes frustrated and complains that he is being followed by bad luck. When Sam asks what he means, Mika admits that he saw a dozen people, including his wife, die of starvation. He was the main cause of this because he selfishly hid food from them. However, Mika promises that she will never let anything bad happen to Sam. She is touched by his words, but now they have more pressing problems. Sam says he knows where he can find helium. This inspires Mika, and they embark on a journey to the city, which is now shrouded in a toxic atmosphere. Fortunately, they manage to find the fuel they use to fill their helium tanks. The next day, Mika prepares the balloon to go to the launch site, but Sam insists on visiting the art museum first. He reluctantly agrees at first, but eventually tells her to come back within the hour. Unfortunately, a few minutes later, Mika realizes that Sam doesn't want to leave Earth at all. This causes him to panic, and he immediately goes after her, taking his spare oxygen tanks with him. Mika rushes to the museum and finds her admiring a classic painting. He assures Sam that she did her best, and that her father would be proud of her. He then asks her to come with him, but she insists that he go alone. At this point, Sam's alarm goes off, indicating that her oxygen is running low. Mika hurriedly gives her a spare tank, but instead of replacing it, she takes off her oxygen mask. Sam inhales the toxic air, and everything gradually goes dark. The movie takes us to the future, where we learn that Mika traveled alone in the spaceship. As for Sam, she survived and decided to stay on Earth. Like the new queen bee in her colony, the changed environment is no longer toxic to her. The movie ends with her standing on the shore with a small child. It turns out that her main goal during her intimacy with Mika was to restore the Earth's population. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klonsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.